What's good, what's good, what's good? I want to welcome you guys to Speak Loud and Proud. I am Aiko Finesse. Before I get into this video, man, make sure y'all subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on no info, no tea. Special to all my transgender community. If you're new to the channel, shout out to all my new subscribers. If you're new to the channel, basically I started blogging once I decided to start transitioning, and when I started, I was lost. You know what I'm saying? So once I started getting in the swing of things, I felt the need to want to share the journey, share the experience, share the information to help those that are looking to start their journey as well. All right. So as my subscribers that I've had for a while, y'all know I like to keep it short. I don't like to be on here long. I like to try to pack in as much information as quickly as possible. So let's get right into it. So I haven't blogged about my hormone journey. It's been about 3 months. I try to give some space, put in enough time so I'll be able to have something to share with you guys. So the last time I spoke on my hormones, I was taking the wrong dosage. So we're gonna rewind back to that real quick. Any doctor that you go to that is gonna start your hormone replacement, they're gonna start you off on a low dosage. All right. So first and foremost, don't get discouraged. If you ain't seeing no changes, when you first start, do not rush it. Everybody's body is different. Okay. So my changes was happening pretty quickly because I was taking the wrong dosage. I was prescribed to take 0.25 milliliters. I was taking 0.5 milliliters, which is double the dose I was supposed to be taking. Pretty much is double. So I didn't know that I was taking the wrong dosage till after my 3-month follow-up. After I got my levels checked and, everything was perfect. My liver and kidneys was functioning fine. Heart rate, my heart was good. My T range was perfect. The doctor said perfect range. So when I went to, do my shot, I looked at the box and I'm like, oh man, I'm taking the wrong dosage. So I made a phone call to my best friend. Best friend's a nurse, and she was, telling me the difference or whatever. I'm like, all right, so let me call my doctor. Call doctor's office. Yeah, I've been taking the wrong dose. Do you want me to stay at 0.5 or go back to 0.25 or what I'm supposed to be taking? So she wanted me to go to do the lower doses, which is 0.25. Now, the last time I blogged this, I was having issues with the pharmacy too because I was running out before the month was up. But I'll get into that later. So I had to go 2 weeks without a shot because they couldn't refill it till the month started over. So once I was able to take my shot and do the 0.25, I'm thinking everything was cool. Everything was not cool, okay? And this was after I shot the last vlog of me speaking on this. Going back down to the 0.25, which is a very low dosage. My cycle came back. I was very emotional again, because when I was on a higher dosage, it took a lot to cry. Things didn't really bother me too much, I guess you could say. But yeah, I lost my appetite. I wasn't eating heavy like I was, and it sucked. And I had to deal with this for 3 months. So definitely no type of changes with the body. My voice was still, which I think my voice is done dropping, but none of the changes that I want to see, honestly. So after experiencing all that, I'm like, yeah, June 22nd needs to hurry up because I can't deal. So I just had my 6-month follow-up. Well, technically it won't be 6 months until June 29th, which is I think like next Wednesday. But I had my 6-month follow-up. I told her what was going on. My cycle came back, my appetite's low, yeah, it's just not cutting it. So she was like, well, by the sound of that, we definitely need to go ahead and up your dose back up. And she actually put me back at the 0.5 because, she was like, you was fine there, you was good. And she definitely noticed like my physique was toner and built. And I was surprised because when I got on the scale yesterday, I was 159, and I'm like, because when I was on the low doses, I had dropped back down to like 154, which pissed me off. But my weight, you know, ended up going back up, but she put me back at 0.5. And then the hiccup with the pharmacy, like I've been having so many issues, and I want to blame Walgreens so bad because I'm telling them, like even after my last 3 months with me taking the right dosage, I still was running out of medicine, and I'm like, they was like, well, are you taking the right dosage, blah blah blah, and I'm like, I'm taking 0.25. Like my best friend is a whole nurse. Like I know she know how to read a syringe. Like they was pissing me off so bad. So my shot day, after I had to skip them 2 weeks, my shot day started being on Mondays. So when I knew that I had to go to the doctor, you know, Wednesday, I didn't even take no shot Monday for one because of that, and then two, I didn't even have enough to take the shot. So I'm like, why do I keep running out? And I know I'm shooting the right dosage. So I call my best friend, like, best friend, something still ain't right. Like, okay, they got me taking more, and I'm still only getting this baby vial with this much in it. So long story short, best friend was like, you need to go back to the pharmacy because they messing up somewhere. She had me print out my doctor's notes to see, you know, what the doctor's notes was. So I was like, she met me at CVS. I dipped out on Walgreens because I didn't have enough medicine, right? And so once I left the doctor's office, she was like, well, I'm just going to send over the new prescription, blah, 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 blah. Because, of course, if you up the dosage, they're going to have to prescribe me, give me more for the month. Walgreens talking about, oh, yeah, we can't fill it till Friday. That's when your 30 days start over. And I'm like, you know what? Call the doctor's office. Man, send it to CVS. So, anyway, me and best friend get to CVS. Before I went there, I printed out my doctor's notes that, you know, from the visit. Printed out my doctor's note, took it back up there. Best friend had to break it down in medical terms because when you get to talking milliliters and milligrams and stuff like that, I'm the wrong person. Like, math ain't my forte. I never liked math, so when you talk about measuring stuff, I'm sitting there like a fish on land. Like, real stuff. So, best friend broke it down. We showed her the doctor's notes versus the prescription. Come to find out, the doctor she was sending it wrong. And then I actually realized today how that happened because when I first got on T, I was getting 2 vials a month. 2 vials will last you a month. Even in the first 3 months when I was taking the wrong dosage, I still was having enough to get through the month. So what happened, I started my testosterone in January. COVID came. So when COVID hit and it started getting worse, my doctor's office had to move my appointment now because she gave me enough refills to last me to my next follow-up. So when COVID came, they had to move my appointment, which threw off the prescription. So she had to send in a prescription for at least for 1 vial to get me through until I was able to see her again. And I'm you know, after that appointment, she never went back in and changed it back to giving me 2 vials instead of 1. So she was the 1 vial is 200 milligrams. Well, I ain't even finna get into the math because I'm gonna confuse myself and I ain't trying to confuse y'all. But long story short, after all of that, I got everything squared away. I called back to the doctor's office actually this morning and told them what was going on, which it took a while because the girl at the front desk, she cool, you know what I'm saying, with no argument, but because I don't know the medical terms, you know what I'm saying, it took a while for me to get her to understand what I was saying. So eventually, you know, she put me on hold, she talked to the doctor, and she's like, okay, we're going to send the new prescription over. So got that squared away. So I'm excited because when I was at 0.5, I was getting a lot of changes. So the only change, like I said, I haven't had thus far is facial hair, which, you know, if it comes, it comes. If it don't, I ain't really tripping. But I'm excited that I'm back on the right. I'm back on track with everything. So that was pretty much it with my 6-month follow-up. I got my results from my blood work this morning, and my heart still good, liver, kidney still functioning normal, and testosterone levels were very low. So, which I figured because, you know, I'm like, yeah, my cycle came back slow. Oh, well, you know, sometimes I'm like, nah, it came back because I ain't really shooting nothing up. So, but we got that squared away. I'm excited, you know, for these next 6 months. Because everything was good, I don't have to go back to the doctor's office until January 2021. Unless, something happened that, ain't normal to me, everybody know their body, then I gotta go back. But other than that, I'm clear from seeing the doctor, for the next 6 months. So I'm happy about that. So yeah, that's what I've been dealing with when it comes to dealing with this testosterone. I'm definitely gonna get a blog in to show you guys how to read the syringe, and also the next process I'm doing right now is getting my gender mark changed. So I definitely be having a blog on that. I'm trying to I'll probably give it at least another month or so, because I'm still waiting on one more piece of paper to come back to me that I gotta get did, but I ain't gonna get into that on this video. But definitely that blog will be for South Carolina residents, because every state is different when it comes to changing your name and changing your gender. And then of course my video is gonna be a little different because I'm not changing my name. My name is unisex, and I like my name. My mom named me, so I'm good on that. It's just changing my mark. But I found out some very interesting things, because I thought that by changing just my mark that I would have to skip some paperwork, but that was a no-no. So I got that's gonna be a good blog. That's gonna be a helpful blog. But other than that, man, that was my 6-month follow-up of being on testosterone. As always, if you guys got any questions, drop them below this video. As always, a lot of you guys DM me on Instagram and Facebook. Excuse me. And like I always say, don't respond. I'm human. Like I don't have no problem with responding to you guys. I'm not that type of person. I'm a Leo. You know what I'm saying? We chill. But as always, guys, if it's not hurting you or harming others, do what makes you happy. Alright, I'm Aiko Finesse. I'll holler at y'all. Make sure y'all follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, all that good stuff. Alright, y'all have a blessed one.